Hello everybody, this is my tutorial for my endo series customs with the flocking that I do. This is my withered foxy that I had previously made with the textured effect where it looks like it's actual fur. And I will be teaching you guys how to do it as I've gotten a couple requests for it. The first thing you'll need is this tacky glue. I got this from Walmart. It was about $5 or $6 I think, so not too much. Secondly, I had this flocking kit. I got this with a brush and it actually imploded, so I used a different one in this video, but it was from Hobby Lobby and it was also like $7 or $8. You will need 2 containers, 2 or more, for depending on how many colors you have to catch the powder in. I use these brushes. I like flat brushes. I think they do a better job at covering, and this is the bristle brush I was talking about that I had to replace. These are the powders I used. I used the floral and the 2 different shades of red along with the brown for the pants. Now with flocking this, you can grab it like by the bottom here, but I don't recommend it because you won't be able to cover that area with glue. And this is a very fine powder, so you're going to want to be very careful with where you're getting this stuff, and it's very messy, so keep it zipped and don't get it everywhere. Now with the guns, I kind of do like a downward motion while I'm also using these 2 fingers to pump the air because it's like an airtight seal thing. So to get started, I'm going to use this brush, and here's a piece for comparison that I've already done. And what I like to do is, for the waist, is I put them together, and then you obviously see the hole. Perfect for your pinky so you don't miss a spot. Now we're going to start with the glue, and you got to be very careful with this. Don't just slop it on and get it everywhere. You have to be, pretty precise with what you do. You don't got to be perfect, but precise enough. And I always don't put too much on the seams of each piece so they can still come apart. You're looking to cover the entire area of what you're working on, so just be very patient and very careful with what you're doing and where you're putting it. As you can see, I am done with this part, so it's time to get the flocking powder out. Again, you load it with the gun in there, and I also have, I forgot to mention, but yeah, have a wet paper towel handy. It'll get on your fingers, and it also helps to wipe off the brush. So like I said, the downward motion, and do the 2-finger method I showed you as well. I know you can't see it too well, but you just be pretty vigorous with it, and just keep flipping it around, make sure you hit all the sides. And once you're done, set it down, and you see the pieces all covered. Now you don't touch it too much. Touch it just enough to get it somewhere and let it dry for an entire 24 hours. You cannot touch these for a whole day. You have to let them dry and let the powder sit into the glue. And I went ahead and did the rest of the parts, and there's all the brown pieces done. And like I said, this stuff is very messy, so be very careful with what you're doing. Moving that out of the way, getting the second bin for the red. Now for the reds, I have the raspberry red and the red. I also mixed them while in the gun, so they're mixed together. Now, you're going to do, for these secondary pieces, you're going to do your main color first and then your secondary second. And you got to be very careful with where you do it on the line. So I'll start with this piece. Same deal with this. You have to move fast because this stuff dries fast, but you have to be very observant of what you're covering because you have to make sure you try to get everything in one go, because touch-ups work fine, but they don't look the best. Again, doing that downwards motion with the 2-finger method I showed you. Looks like a red hot Cheeto, but hey, it's looking good so far. Now time for the face. These are usually the hardest, especially around the eyebrows and the eye patches for Foxy in particular. These you just have to be super patient and very much have to have a lot of attention to detail with this stuff. So if you know somebody that's better at super small painting, you might want to have them do this. Also, make sure you reuse your powder, and you simply just scoop it all up and re-put it in the gun. For the jaw, I have this lovely trick. So you don't touch any of it. You put another paintbrush in the same part where it clicks into the jaw and the endoskeleton, and it works perfectly. Same deal. Very precise. Don't make sure to not get it on the teeth. And just work as fast as you can, being as good as you can. And as you see, turns out very good. For this is simply a part where you can't touch it, so needle nose pliers work great. And again, this snout, this was a very difficult part, but do the red and then do the tan after. I didn't show you how to brush it off, and I apologize, but what you do when it's dry after the 24 hours, you grab that soft bristle brush I have and I showed you, and you gently, like this, brush it all off. You have to try to get as much as you can off, especially when you're going to have to make a line against the other color to do your secondary color. But as long as you're, in this I'm not really being gentle, but it's because I'm confident with it. But when you're first doing these, be more gentle with it, because sometimes if it's not fully dry, it can just peel the what you just did right off. So just be careful with that. But see, looks very good. And this is it all together on an endoskeleton. This is on a Freddy endo. I do not have another Foxy endo, so I apologize for it not having the correct hook and everything. But I did the gold teeth. I have a weathered animatronic endo and everything. This piece will need glued on separately since I had to cut it to be more accurate, but all you would have to do is put a little bit of super glue underneath the shoulder pads of the suit and stick it on and it'll be done. This overall is a little bit looser because of the cuts I had to make it accurate, but I sacrificed like the structural integrity for it for the looks of it, so I think it's a fair trade-off. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope it helps anybody who wants to. Oh, P.S. I also painted the inside of the mouth a little bit darker of a red, but that's all. Thank you.